Hey, what's up? So last time I think I was making some iron in the crucible and I believe I nearly overheated the crucible. That was a fun time. Since that last time I went exploring a little bit, I found some ore veins. I was really looking for the redstone vein because that's pretty important for getting thermometers and stuff, and I'm also thinking of using some of that redstone to do a red power storage system of some sort. I'm going to use it for auto crafting a little bit in the beginning of the game and just kind of making requests through that just to make that storage a little easier. Usually I just use like a bunch of metal chests and I kind of sort things by category, but this time I'll try to do that in addition to making the red power system. Just it's a little more interesting, I think, to look at, and it should make that kind of whole organization part a little bit easier, at least making requests and stuff. So that's something I'll try to focus on, and I was thinking of maybe building a base. I started growing the 2x2 spruce trees. These are excellent for getting wood for your charcoal, but I think I'm going to build like a factory somewhere around here. I'll maybe level out this land, or I'll kind of, I don't know, build up a little bit and make like, what would you even call it? I guess like support pylons like over here and like make it one level floor. Just like a giant factory, I guess, spanning across, how do you show chunks? Maybe like a 3x3 area of chunks, basically. And then I'll just kind of section off everything. So I think what I want to do is like on the basement level in the middle, I'll do like a bunch of boilers, and then I'll run the steam from those boilers all over everywhere else. And then above that, on like the main floor, I guess, in the center, I'll have my storage system, and then kind of going in like the ring around the edges of the walls and stuff on the other chunks, I'll have, you know, my production machines rather, and everything else. I think it would be kind of a nice aesthetic. I'm not usually much of a aesthetic builder, but you know, I can try to make an effort this time and see what comes out of it. I'm sure it'll be an organizational nightmare or something, but who knows? It might end up looking pretty interesting. But for now, I'm going to finish getting the iron for the coke oven, and I'm already smelting up some bricks here to make these coke bricks, or these fire bricks rather. I also need to get iron for a mortar. That's to get the clay powder. I think you can just smash, where is it? You should be able to just smash clay pieces onto a mortar. I have to look at the actual clay to make sure I'm thinking of this right. You either do it on the mortar or an anvil. I just can't remember specifically. Yeah, it's on the mortar. So I have to get one iron ingot for that. And then I need to get a bunch of... Actually, not a bunch. I only need this singular coke oven, actually. So it's substantially easier than I was thinking last time. Definitely nice. I think... Did I get small tool rods before? Or not tool rods, just small wrought iron rods. I could have sworn I did. Ah, they're here. Yep, and I also made a long rod for no reason. I think I should only need, yeah, screws. Ah, and I also need some more rods. Okay, that's easy enough. Do I have a mold for that? No, I do not. So actually what I can do... can you make a mold for that? Just straight up? Let me see. I can never remember what molds are like available just from the start. Looks like you could make... Okay, yeah. Alright, I have to make a chisel here, so that's what I will do. Alright, I think I'll just make it out of raw iron, because I already have iron going, and it's pretty easy now that we have lots of it. What is it? How do you make these? Give me a recipe for any of these, please. Please. Okay, I guess not. Oh, maybe you can only do this out of lead at first. Really? There's gotta be an easier way. Chisel mold? Come on. That's really unfortunate. I guess... Yeah, I guess I'll just make it out of lead. Who cares? I have plenty to go around. Just figure out where I put it. I think I put all my materials here. Okay, yeah, I'll use this. Oh, let me sleep before another creeper decides to just randomly show up like last time. Okay. Oh, I actually turned my mouse sensitivity up. There we go. I think first I may just get enough iron to make a cauldron, as long as it doesn't require any extra tools. Doesn't look like it does, so I'll just get that going. So let me grab magnetite and where's the coal? Coal dust. Yeah, I'll have to make more of that. Where is my coal? I thought I already crushed a bunch of coal up, but I am probably blind and not seeing it. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. I will just smash some of it. That should be good. How do you get this to be not this kind of coal? I think I did it last time. I just can't remember how I did it. Can I smash it again? I almost certainly can. Yes, I can indeed. That's lead. That's coal. Okay. That should be a little easier to work with, and I believe it is... Let's see if I can remember the exact quantities that I need. I'm almost positive it's the same quantities as with charcoal, but what is this? Tungsten? Tungsten carbide. Oh, I see. Okay. That's an odd quantity to use. Yeah, where is the just straight iron ingot recipe? Mineral sand, carbon dust, and I think it'll be 7 and 3, almost positively. 7, 3, yeah. That's correct, because coal dust is worth half a carbon, even though it doesn't say that. Okay. Let's get this going. Coal dust, magnetite, and let me get some wood planks. Oh yeah, something I forgot to showcase last time was that you can actually use an axe to strip wood logs. And doing that will get you some sawdust, which can be used as like a cheap fuel, and you'll also get more wood yield out of the axes. And once you get access to a saw, you'll get even more yield out of the wood. So that's definitely something good to keep in mind. So yeah, now instead of getting two planks, rather, I'll get 3, which is, you know, not a huge upgrade, but any little bit helps. Let me just do that a couple more times. I'll even do a second pile, why not? And you can actually hold right click and just like strip all the logs as you go along. You just have to be careful. You might end up accidentally placing like a crafting table if you end up hitting the ground like that with the right click, but it's not a huge deal. Alright, where is that? There we go. Put the wood in there, and let me make a fire starter. Alright. There we go. Hopefully this will... Oh, perfect. This time I will try to pay closer attention to the state of the iron in there. So yeah, that's going to take a minute. Something I forgot to mention as well last time is that when the burning box is running, you can extract ashes manually. I mean, if you have a hopper or something underneath it, it will just automatically come out. But you can also grab it out manually when it's running, but you want to use a shovel, because if you just stick your little hands in there, you'll get burned. So just, you know, right click with a shovel, you get the tiny piles of ashes, and you're all set there. And you have to do that, I think I mentioned before, you have to do that to make sure that it keeps running, because otherwise if it fills up with ashes, it will just extinguish itself, and it will not run until you remove the ashes. So, another thing important to keep in mind. Yeah, and once I get this done, I will make the cauldron, and then I'll use that to wash lead, and I'll use that to make a chisel. And I will use the chisel to make some more molds. I may have to look up the shapes of the molds just in case. I think I know most of them, but some of them are a little wonky, I think. But yeah, I want an axe mold. Or not an axe, I need a saw mold, rather. I need a hammer mold. Actually, I don't think I need to do the hammer mold that way. I can just do the hammer mold with this kind of hammer. You just kind of press it into the clay and you'll get it. I feel like last time this heated up a lot faster, unless I'm just crazy. And yeah, something that I will be aiming for as well will be a dense Invar burning box, and the reason I want that is because, let me show you, or actually just Invar. Let me see if I can pull up both burning boxes just to kind of get a comparison. Where is it? Is that not here? Okay. Let me just type in burning boxes. Okay, actually, let me pay attention to this first. So this is just regular iron. Let me get dirt. That's regular iron. Wrought iron should come up next. I don't technically need to make a wrought iron. That's wrought iron there. It just barely subtly changes color. Oh shit, okay. That was a bit of a rough one there. Let me get some rod as well. Yeah, like I said, these are extremely hot. You don't want to touch them. What I could do is just put slabs above them, or I could put like glass or something, but it's not a big deal. Pretty soon I will make some tongs, I think they're called. I don't think they're actually called that. They're called, what are they called? I don't know. It's like metal, grabby thingies that you could just use to yank out the items from the molds as soon as they're solidified. Definitely good to have. Hopefully this doesn't hurt me. Okay, we're good. Oh yeah, that only made me 3 iron, of course. I will need to make some more. Let me see how much fuel that took out. Probably a lot. Wasn't too much, but I will still... no, I'll keep doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have made that in a bigger batch, actually, but I really wasn't thinking too much about it. Let me see if I can make bolts, too. How do you make a... yeah, you have to cut it. Can I make this mold? I was kind of hoping to just bypass having to make that chisel. Let me see. See, because you have to get these, you have to have a saw. I don't think there's any way to bypass that. That's unfortunate. It's not too much of a big deal. It's just like a couple pieces of lead, but I'm just being like extremely stingy with my materials. Unnecessarily, probably. Okay, let me switch this spark into here, because that's just basically free fuel. You can also smash it into... not that. You can smash it into... where is it? Maybe it doesn't show up, or maybe it doesn't exist at all. I might be crazy. But yeah, you can... I think you can turn those into like wood pellets or something. I mean, there was a recipe for wood pellets, but it's like wood... what you can call like almost like sawdust, I guess, but just a different form. And it is useful for other things as well. I need to make an ingot. I also want to make this. I need to make a bunch of these ceramic things actually and just clear them out. So first I will make the ceramic bowl. Okay, what am I missing here? Rolling pin. Right. Can't make anything without a rolling pin. Get that. And I will get a juicer. And I will get a ceramic jug. And can't make that yet. I also should show off how to make baguettes pretty soon, because that's definitely good food. I don't even technically need to make any of these, like this clay jug or the juicer, but at least for the mortar I will need to make that. Get this, put that in here, put that in here. Yeah, clay jugs, I probably should have made one earlier on. And I should have made the juicer early on, but I wasn't thinking about it. This is kind of just like a fluid container. You can put up to, is it 2,000 liters? So yeah, it's basically 2 buckets worth of something. And usually what you want to do is, I will show you in a second. Do I have any berries I can do? Yep, red currants. Okay, perfect. So what you can do is you can take the juicer and you can, I'll put it over here. You can just right click these onto the juicer, and then you can right click with the ceramic jug and it fills it up, and then you can just drink this and it will only take out exactly what you need as far as I can remember, which is definitely quite nice, and it just allows you to carry just juice around, I guess. I mean, technically you could, I think, carry more food values worth of items, like you could take a stack of red currants or whatever, but this sort of lets you put in any other things, like you could put honey in there, you could put I think seed oil or hazelnut juice or something, like whatever you want to put it. So it gives you some options. Put this here. Yeah, let me get the lead, because I literally cannot progress without doing that. Oh, I already have it in my inventory. I think what I can do is smash this on an anvil and I will get a little bit more out. Yeah, my only other option would be to wash it in a cauldron, but I do not have a cauldron at the moment. Actually, I can make a cauldron. It'll just take me using up more lead, or more coal. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. It's not really, I'll just make the chisel out of lead, it's not a huge deal. Lead, and I think I need a lead rod, probably. Has it really been that much time already? Jeez. Time is flying. Okay. Put this here, get another piece of lead. See, I'll end up with another extra lead rod, probably, but, you know, I'm not too concerned. Lead isn't super rare or anything, and it's not really used for a whole lot. And let me check the density of this. 600, or wait, it says 600, or no, 1260. Okay, yeah, that's pretty dense. Let me see if I would. Yep, okay. Get the dry grass, make a fire starter. So yeah, I'm going to be making chisel. Just want to double check to make sure I get the right things. So yeah, I need a plate and a rod, and I'll end up having 2 of those rods because it is worth half the material. Come on. There we go. It's getting screwed on that. Trying to keep that in the corner of my eye. So yeah, what I was trying to show before was the Invar burning boxes. So these have... Oh, that was really quick. Okay. Let me block this off. So yeah, what I was trying to show before was the Invar burning boxes. These have 100% efficiency, but they only have 16 heat units out, which is not great. But what you can do is get dense burning boxes, and those generally have some like multiplier. I think it's 4 times for energy out per tick. I think that's an across the board thing. So what this actually means is that you'll get the same energy out. So, you know, if you put like a blaze rod in there, you'll get the exact same amount of heat out just in general, but the dense burning box will put it out much faster. That was a gas one, but I'll show you the regular one. There we go. So yeah, it'll take you a quarter as long to get your energy out with this burning box than it would with the regular one. The only problem is you need, a lot of Invar. You can even see if you hold shift, or you might need to hold shift, but I have a mod that makes it so you do. But you could see the contents of this at the very bottom. It says 20 Invar, 12 clay bricks, and 9 copper, whereas the regular one only takes 4 Invar and 2 copper. So it's not like a direct quantity increase. Like it doesn't take 4 times as many materials. It takes a lot more than that. Yeah, it takes like 5 times as many. At least in regards to the Invar. It takes a lot more copper. It takes 9 times as much copper. But I would say it's worth it. It's essentially a straight upgrade unless you count the material cost. And you can also, if you ever don't want to use it anymore, you could break it down either in a crucible, or you can use a thing called a shredder, and it will just give you back single thing you put into it. It's a lossless decrafting, if you want to call it that. And you can even reconstitute this clay back into the real clay. You just put it in a bath. I think you could even put it in like a bathing pot or whatever, like one of these. You just wash it and it'll become real clay again. So lossless if you ever want to get those back. And there's also a bunch of other burning boxes that have 100% efficiency that put heat out even faster. Tungsten is one of those. I would definitely recommend using that progression pathway. Just go Invar, dense, I would say you go bronze, dense Invar, and then tungsten. You can go pretty far with that, and obviously you do fluid when you get the option to, because fluid is like instant shut off of the burning box. You don't ever have to worry about overheating. And I will show you how to make a really easy system to monitor and automatically shut off your crucible, so you don't ever have to worry about that. What does this take? Oh, a file. Of course it takes a file. Okay. Let's see. What does a file take? I think I can maybe make that out of... Can I make this out of anything except lead? I suppose not. That is annoying. I could have sworn you used to be able to make a file out of copper. Oh, you can. Okay. I guess I'll just make it out of lead. I have less of a use for lead right now than I do for copper, so not such a huge deal. I'll just take 2 of these because I need... Yeah, okay. Of course. Oh man. I definitely need iron. I want to get real anvils so bad. Am I carrying all my granite? Oh my god. There's actually, I discovered there's a granite right by the house. It's like... I'll show you. It's like right behind that orange tree there. It's, yeah, right here. You can see it on the map. I didn't realize it was that close. It's not a huge deal. Also, the redstone vein that I found is pretty close over there. It's like... I think it's like somewhere here, I think. It was way closer than I thought. I ended up going like really, really far out. I went all the way over here and like explored all this area pretty much. And I went down here and I went over here. And it ended up being within like a couple hundred blocks of my base. So, whatever. It's not a huge problem. I mean, I'm definitely happy it's that close. I wouldn't want to have to keep like running back and forth. But yeah, before I go and mine a lot of these veins, I'm going to make solarium. I think I may have mentioned it before, but just in case I didn't, it's a material that is literally just made of soul sand and gold. It's exceptionally cheap. I mean, gold is extremely common in the nether, obviously. You can just kill pigmen for it, or you can just dig it out. There's like natural veins there. And solarium has fairly good stats. I mean, the durability is quite good. The speed is excellent. The quality is too. So it's, you know, anything except like granite, essentially. But even better than that, any tool like pickaxe, axe, or shovel you make will get Fortune 2, which is really, really nice. And then if you make a sword, you get looting 2 as well, which you definitely can't complain. So yeah, what I'll end up doing is making like some solarium tools and just keep them in my pocket in case I find something that I want to, you know, dig out that's like an ore, and I'll just use those. And then for everything else, I'll use steel, or maybe gem-tipped steel or something. That way I can, you know, enjoy the benefits of fortune while I'm mining, and then also the durability and speed of steel for everything else. I would recommend doing that if you have... Actually, that's just a GregTech material. I thought for a second it was from a different mod. I think what I'm maybe thinking of is Ephrine or Ephrine. I don't know how you spell it. Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's even better. Actually, I think that's also a nether material. It's just from a mod called Netherlicious. I could recommend you install that. It's pretty in line with... Or, I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I typed in Netherline. It's Netherlicious. It just adds a bunch of nether theme stuff. Some stuff from like the newer Minecraft updates, and it also adds some original stuff just from the guy who created it. Just wanted to add them. Nothing too progression breaking, I guess. I guess if you think Solarium is okay, you'll probably think this is okay too. It's basically just the same. It's a little bit... Yeah, it has better quality, less speed actually, but it has way more durability. So that's definitely a good option. I think it just spawns like everywhere in the nether. I have found like huge veins of it, I'm pretty sure, in the past. So, you know, there's options there as well. But Solarium is extremely easy to get. I mean, soul sand is everywhere and gold is also everywhere. So, take your pick, I suppose. Just wait for this to heat up. And yeah, I think I may have mentioned it. The way you can get obsidian pretty early is by just getting buckets. So, you know, as soon as I have iron, I'll get that. And you can dump it into the crucible directly. You might need to add a little heat, and then you'll see the obsidian, or the lava in the crucible will literally look like lava. And then you can just put I think it's called a basin. Yeah. So this lets you pour blocks, and you just put it right next to it. And then you put is it a tap? I can't remember if it's a tap or a faucet, probably is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. So you put a faucet on the side and you put the basin underneath that, and then you just right click on the faucet and it'll pour the lava right into the basin, and it'll become a solid block of obsidian for you. I don't remember if it's 1-to-1. I have a feeling you may even get more obsidian out that way. I could be mistaken. I may be thinking of like obsidian plates or something, which are also something you want for trash cans. Yeah, you use obsidian plates and iron plates, and also an eye of ender, which is, I think, a little odd. I would prefer just to not need the eye of ender, but I guess it's because it's like voiding stuff, so I don't know. some kind of logic is going into that. Here we go. We got our file, and we have our... How do you make this? Oh, is it this and then this? Or it's really a hammer? Oh, no, it's this, isn't it? Yep, okay. And then we have this. Okay, perfect. So yeah, these are some basic tools that we need. The file was literally just to make the chisel, I guess, but you need files for other things. But yeah, after a while, I'll end up just using steel. I'll just use out the durability on this one, and then I'll make it into steel. But let me see. I was going to make some molds. Make a couple more. Where are the molds? Ah, here we go. Okay. 2, 3. I think that should be plenty for what I want. Can't even remember what I want. I want a hammer. I want a... Actually, did I put all of them in there? I'll take one out and make it into a hammer mold. That was stupid of me. There we go. I can just do this. Yep. Okay. And then I can put this in there. Excellent. Where is it? I have to wait for it to come out. So yeah, I think I need to make, definitely need to make the bolt mold. So I'll show you how to chisel out molds. You can do it for any mold. You don't have to do it for any specific ones. So you could make, pickaxe mold manually if you wanted to, instead of like setting a tool into the mold and like shaping it that way. So basically all you have to do is place it on the ground, and then you can sort of look in any eye to do it if you want to. And there's also like a page online somewhere that shows you like exactly which shapes you need. But for the most part, you can kind of just take a look at here. It's sort of difficult to count the pixels sometimes that you need. But I think for what I need, I mean, I'm just going to do a bolt mold for now, and then I'll do the other ones after. But for the bolt, it's like this and this, and I think that's it. Yep. And yeah, bolts are worth like 0.125 of a unit. So to get 2 of these, I'll just end up making a lot of bolts for this. But yeah, normally you would probably want to either make 8 at a time or 4 at a time, and then a rod or something like that. So that way you don't end up with like a bunch of like tiny pieces in there. What you can also do is just like chisel out a singular block into a mold, and that'll give you a nugget mold. I think nuggets are worth like 0.1111. So that's a good way to also get things out. But yeah, normally it's best just to kind of do things in batches where you can like get an even amount out, because otherwise you have to do a bunch of math, or you just, you might end up making a mistake. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I need to make iron again. So I need 3 coal dust, and then I need 7. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think I'll just make 8 bolts, because I'm thinking I might make more coke ovens later on as well. So I'll make a bunch of bolts, and then I will do a bunch of plates. Actually, I'll probably only be able to do 2 plates and 8 bolts, so that should work. Yeah, once I have charcoal, I'll do things in like larger batches of iron crafting, and I will also automate iron, and I'll show you how to automate the production of iron from... I think I just did that in the wrong spot. I'll show you how to automate the production of iron from black sand and charcoal, just because it's a pretty simple process, and it uses like vanilla GregTech stuff. I'm not going to use anything like red power or anything to bypass it. There's really not even a point. It's just very simple. So that'll definitely be interesting to see. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with just straight up GregTech mechanics, and I guess a little bit of vanilla. And you can use, I guess, red power for like circuits and stuff if you wanted to get a little fancy with certain things, but for the most part, it's not super necessary. I mean, even just the basic stuff like putting certain quantities of items into a crucible, like for this specific recipe, what you'd do is you'd use GregTech hoppers. So if you look at like a steel hopper, so yeah, a steel hopper, maybe it doesn't even show you, but basically it has the capability to move, I think, 16 items at one time, but you can reduce that if you want to. So you could have it only move one item at a time. And what you could also do is have it move only batches at a time. So you could set it essentially to only put in, for example, 3 charcoal or 3 coal. And then you could have another hopper that only puts in like 7 magnetite, and it will not put in anything else unless it has that exact amount. And basically all you'd have to do is invert those hoppers and then have it so that, when the crucible is empty, you could trigger a pulse, and then that will put everything in, and then you can wait until those things get completely melted, and you just basically use a thermometer to detect that temperature. And then you can auto pour all of the molds, so you'll end up having like, I don't know, 3 or 6 molds depending on how much you make at once. You could lay them all out, and you can have redstone going into them that triggers all of them to pour at the same time. So it's definitely a really good way of doing those things. Here, that's regular iron. I'm focusing super hard just to see when there we go, that's wrought iron. It's like 1 gradient, like smaller than, or not smaller, but 1 gradient, I think, different than like the default iron texture. It's very subtly different. That's why I prefer making steel over iron, if I can help it. Like, even if it's not necessary for a recipe, like if a recipe will take like iron or raw iron, I'll still use steel most of the time because it's just so much easier. And I also tend to just auto create steel at some point in the game. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's my 2 plates, and then I will just continue to make bolts. And you might be tempted to just like spam click the bolts in and out of that mold, but I promise you it's not worth it. You will die. I mean, I could have probably done that here, but yeah, you gotta be careful. I will also have to be very careful of doing what I'm doing here. I'm basically trying to heat this back up because it cooled down and it reduced itself back into, I guess, would you consider that slag or something? I mean, it's basically just like raw iron at that point. I'm just going to heat it up really quickly and then turn it back off. That way I can pull things out, or I can pour things once again. Yeah. You have to be really, really, really careful. I mean, luckily I'm just using wood, so it's not like it even lasts that long. So it's not a... Jeez, I mean, you could see even that little bolt, that was probably barely even 1,000 degrees at that point. That did 2.5 hearts, maybe even 3 hearts of damage to me just then. So be cautious when you're doing this. That's all I can say. I mean, very quickly I'll make those things that will allow you to... I can't remember what it's called. Is it like clamp? Or, it's not... It's such a strange name. It's probably very straightforward, but I just forgot it. I can look up how to make it with curved plates, probably. Maybe not. Let me see. Curved lead. I could probably look it up at this. Yeah, there we go. Pincers. That's what I'm looking for. I'll just add that to my NEI so I can remember it later. Yeah, what those will do is just allow you to like instantly grab things as soon as it's prepared. So I'm going to use bark to heat up this last bit, just because I do not trust this crucible to not like instantly heat up. Okay. Yeah, I was a little scared there still. I don't trust the crucible very much until I have like an automated system to shut it off with liquid fuel. It's very easy to make mistakes even if you know what you're doing. Yeah, this is probably like 2,300 degrees at this point. I'd need to get my thermometers going. And I'm not like counting or anything in my head like to see when these are cooling down. I'm just kind of like guessing just based on like my experiences in the past. It's sort of something you have to intuit a little bit. I mean, I still didn't do it right at one of those points. I got hurt by one of my bolts, but you know, you can generally kind of get an idea of how long it takes for something to cool down fully. So just got to give it a little bit of time. That should be the last one in there. I don't think there's anything left in the crucible. Yep. Excellent. Let me put these ashes away. I'll end up making a barrel for those. But for now, what am I missing? Screws and a screwdriver. I think I can just make that actually with... I can probably make that out of raw iron now. Right? No? Do I need a file for that? Let's see. Screwdriver tip ID 2. Can I afford that? Am I too poor to make a screwdriver? I can make it out of bronze, I suppose, but I'll just save my bronze because I'll make it out of iron. Why not? Can I afford that? Let's see. I don't think I can. Did I make a rod over here by any chance? No, I did not. Oh well, I mean, I can just make it out of bronze. It's not gonna kill me. Let me do that, and I think it's probably file and hammer or chisel. Let's see. Reverse. Yeah. And then I will get this. Okay. Oh yeah, I need fire bricks. Yeah, this is a bit of a process here. Oh, do I have my bricks in my inventory? I do. Alright. Let me I'll just do this whole stack. Ah, no, I do need more iron. I should have just waited. Damn it. Okay, well I have to make an iron ingot for the mortar to get those clay thing. I mean, I could hammer it on the anvil, but I do not want to break the anvil, so I will just do it the old-fashioned way on a mortar. I need a mold. Oops. Let me get that. There we go. And then I think just use, yeah. I wasted a piece of my clay. Or my bricks, rather. It's unfortunate. Go sleep. Alrighty. Oops. Let me get that brick back. There we go. Ceramic mold. Alright, where did I put my coal? Don't remember how much I got. Actually, you know what? I could probably just make it out of this. No, I need one more. Oh well. Raw coal ore. There we go. Okay, put this away, and then I can smash this again. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll probably need to get more fuel because I used a lot before. Yeah, the beginning is a bit of a process, but it starts ramping up, especially once you get access to like item pipes and stuff. Then you'll start to see where it shines. But I think this part is pretty fun. Not everybody likes this kind of micro crafting, I guess you would consider it, but you know, everything has a purpose for being a certain way. I don't have any specific issues with the process. Alright. That up, and I will throw that in, put that in there, and get another fire starter. Hopefully that doesn't fail on me. Of course it will. There we go. So yeah, I'll let that cook up. Yeah, you have to kind of babysit the crucible in the beginning, but yeah, once you get the thermometers going, especially if you are able to get 2, then you know you'll be able to kind of leave your crucible, especially if it has liquid fuel, because you just set a threshold to automatically shut it off, and you won't have to worry too much about it. I usually set it to, I guess, a little bit over steel creation temperature, which is 1040 something, 2041 rather. Let me see if I'm correct about that, just so I don't spread misinformation about the creation point of steel, melting point of steel. What is it? 2046. I was close. Yeah, I usually set it, I think, to like 2100. That way, it has a little bit of a chance to get to that temperature, and then also when it cools down, it'll still be able to. Because steel creation is not instant. You have to kind of like let air get blown through the crucible by some kind of engine. And that takes a certain amount of time. Oh yeah, I think I got strength 2 from drinking my little juice there. So it's worth doing that as well. I think I also got fruit remains from creating that juice, which you can use as fuel, or you can... Oh, you can turn it into mulch. I didn't know that. Yeah, you can also run that through a fermenter. So that might be something I do to create biofuel at some point. I'll just set up some like right clickers everywhere and then just do it that way. So yeah, I don't even need to turn this into raw iron. It's really not super important. I'll just do a ingot and do I want to make plates? Yeah, probably plates. Oh, come on. Really? Ow. Come on. Don't hurt me. Man, I'm out of sticks too. Getting screwed. Really? Just turn these into regular sticks. Okay. Oh my god, come on, man. There we go. Put that back before I... That is raw iron. Yeah, that's why I'm being careful. Okay. You always gotta be a little cautious with these things. But I can make my mortar... Wait, what? Oh. Huh? Oh, that's a ghost thing. I was like, that looks exactly like what I needed there. Alright. So I can now mortar up my clay. I'll probably... No, actually, I don't think this will make more than what I need. Oh yeah, you'll see my health is like rapidly draining, and I'm out of juice. I'll just put this on the ground. I really like the way these look. They're kind of like in line with Minecraft style, like a lot of GregTech stuff is. I think next time I might switch over to a texture pack that's on the GregTech forums. I can link it in one of the descriptions. I'll probably in the next one. And it sort of brings things closer to like the modern Minecraft style, because I'm also using like a texture pack to bring some of those newer textures to this version of Minecraft. Like the sand is different, obviously. I think wood looks different. Just a bunch of like little things. I think even like just, yeah, mostly vanilla stuff as far as I can remember. I think it changes the way stone looks, probably. I can't remember specifically everything that it changes. Cauldrons, I definitely know. Hoppers. Like carrots, I think it changes the look of. And I think I also have a resource pack that changes, yeah, there's one that changes like the way that certain armor looks. So if I type in like iron, you won't, maybe not iron, is it chainmail? Yeah, it sort of gives it a more like modern look. And also like when you wear it, it looks different. So I think it looks nice. But I can also link those. I think all I had to do to bring that armor texture pack over, this one here, I think this is for 1.18. I use it in one of my other instances that I play on. It's a 1.18 resource pack, but all I did was change the resource pack type, and then I removed some of the horse armors that's part of it because it doesn't match up with this version, and I'm too lazy to like make it work. But I think if someone was dedicated enough, they'd probably be able to do it pretty easily. I'm not that dedicated to it. Yeah, and then this part requires water. So let me actually put a crafting table here. I have a crafting table, conveniently enough. Using my totally realistic infinite water source here. This is always the fun part, just manually having to like craft with a bucket. I'm sure there's a different way to do this. I could probably make a Project Red table or something, or even I can make a GregTech table soon enough that will like preserve the recipe that I'm doing, and I'll just have to like put the water bucket in each time. But you know, this isn't overly tedious to the point where I mind it that much. I only really need to do it like once or twice. Why is there a rolling pin here? Get out of here. There we go. What am I missing? I am missing clay powder. Interesting. How is that possible? I thought I had a whole stack. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't finish smashing up my clay. Wait, can I turn these into juice? Oh, I can. Look at that. I need to. Can I void the stuff in here? I can't. I can never remember if I can void this stuff. I can just make another jug though. Put it down. I'll just make another jug. I'll fill it with sweet berries. do that. Actually, can I juice these? I'm curious. Does that... No, it just makes wax. I think you can turn that into maybe like candles or something. I don't know. I don't know why I planted candleberries. They're like really bad. Should have planted some other kinds. But they still give you jump boost and speed if you eat a bunch of them, so I guess I can't complain too much. I'm pretty close to baguettes anyway. The only thing I was waiting for really was the mortar to smash up the wheat, and also I want to make a... My inventory is like completely shifted now. Yeah, I want to make this thing called a drain. What this allows you to do is hook it up to like just a regular water source. I mean, you could hook it up to ocean water or anything. It'll basically pump the water from like whatever block it's put into. So you basically put a wooden pipe here. It has to be a large wooden pipe, or a huge one, I believe. Let me see. Huge, yeah, like a huge wood fluid pipe or a huge treated wood fluid pipe, and then you put the drain like on the face of it. It becomes like a multi-block, or not a multi-block, but I guess a multi-part. Like it becomes part of that block, and it'll just suck the water out of here constantly and fill up the pipe with it. And then what you can do with that is just directly on top of the pipe, if you wanted, you could put a mixing bowl, like a ceramic bowl, or a wooden bathing pot if you wanted to, just depending on like what recipe you're trying to do. And then it'll constantly fill that up with water. So what you'll be able to do with that is use it to create dough, which is how you make baguettes and stuff. So it's really simple automation just to like basically just automate the collection of water for those recipes. And you can also do the same thing with a cauldron. So once you get to the point where you can make a cauldron, you want to wash your ores to kind of refine them a little bit. That will also work. You can just pump water directly into the cauldron and it'll constantly fill it up. Really, really simple, really easy. Definitely recommend doing that as soon as you have access to it. Let me put these here, so in case I need those, but I'm pretty close, so I'm not going to do that. Let me smash these up. Okay. Oh wait, not this. What am I doing? For some reason I thought I had to cook those up, but I don't have to. I just need to make more of these. I think I only need 26 of these blocks, so I definitely am going to need more bricks, that is for sure. I think I'm completely out of bricks, am I not? Where are my bricks? Oh, they're right there. Yeah, I think you need a little over a stack of each to finish that, but fortunately I am essentially living on top of a vein of clay there, which is definitely quite convenient for me. I don't know how much clay I need at this point. I'm just gonna, I'll get myself up to 32, just let's see. And I will do, I don't know, some amount of clay, bricks rather. 15? Yeah, I'll do this amount. Sure. Actually, I don't do that. There we go. Because I had one cooked up there. Excuse me. Yep, let me make more of these fire bricks. Whoops. Yeah, I'm sure this is a very entertaining process, but you know, it's gotta get done. The factory must grow. It's not really even a factory here yet. It's just kind of me doing my thing. I need, how many? 4. And then 6. So I need 10. I need 40. This is making me, what, 16? So I need 24 more. I will just use planks for this. I think there's probably planks in my burning box that I can repurpose. Give me those planks. These are mine. Okay. Put the bark in there. While I'm doing that, I will also cut down these trees. Get some more wood. Doesn't hurt. Oops. It's a little faster with the red granite, but I'm still going to go to steel as soon as I can, or at least wrought iron. once you get to the steel age, it's like a whole new game. You really get so much better, so many better things rather. It just takes a little while, but it's not super arduous or anything. I mean, I spent probably most of the time that I spent here was just looking around for different veins and stuff. So if you didn't do that, you just kind of like settled for getting the iron vein and everything, you could just blast right through. That's usually what I do. But I was kind of just preparing a lot for doing other stuff and preparing each time before I record. That way I'm not wasting time looking for like veins on camera. There we go. Now these give you usually either exactly how many saplings you put down or a little bit more, so get a little bit of a bonus, and you can always use that excess for compost if you're using, what is it mod called? At Futurum, you can use that to compost things. I think, is there even a JEI thing for that? Maybe not. Family tree, what is that? Oh, I don't know. Is that no recipe for this? Yeah, you can just dump it in there yourself, or you can probably automate that. So, you know, you can get free compost, or you can use that to expand your farm. But I definitely recommend using this, the 2x2 trees. Definitely one of the best sources of wood, if not the best source. And you can automate that with like Open Computers robots if you wanted to. That's what I usually end up doing. If there's no other better way to do it. I mean, forestry can do tree farms, but honestly, it's a lot of setup, and there's not like the amount of wood that you end up getting for the amount of setup you do is like, there's not really that much of a purpose in my opinion. I'd rather just write an Open Computers program. And I mean, up to that point, it's really, I guess maybe we'll see. I might do it with forestry because you can get it a little bit earlier, but it sort of just depends on how I'm feeling. I don't really like forestry farms all that much. I think they are kind of annoying. Maybe that's just me though. All right, let's see. Let me put these pebbles away actually. Oh yeah, I did discover you can use these pebbles if you smash them up on a mortar, and then you can bring them to an electrolyzer and you get biotite, potassium feldspar, and flint dust. So pretty neat. You can get like aluminum out of that, or potassium and silicon dioxide. Definitely. Okay, well, that was nice. Give me these sweet berries. I'm gonna eat these. Oops. Oh, you can't get them back any place? That's stupid. Goddamn vanilla. But at least these are worth 1 hunger shank instead of half. Do these give you buffs? They do. Interesting. Alright, give me the rest of my bricks. Brown bricks. Okay. Took a lot more clay than I anticipated. I should have just like mathed it out before I did it, but whatever. I feel like it's 96 of each clay, if I'm not mistaken, but who knows? It's a mystery. What am I missing? Probably just a little bit more. I need 6 more, so I need 24. Okay. We'll end up with 40. Yes, sir. I need 2 more bricks. Oh, look at that. The me of the past has rewarded the me of the future. We're in the home stretch now. And then one of these will be used to make that main coke oven block. I'm sure most people would have just made a railcraft one at this point and been like, yeah, I'm not doing this, but I gotta do things the right way. There's a certain order that has to be maintained. Oh, I need to make screws. So the way you do that is you just do, oh, well, I don't know why you did that. You need 2 bolts, and then you do a file. Is it like this? Yep. So you get screws like that. That's why I made so many. Later on, you can use a lathe, and that will give you like a 1-to-1 conversion, and you'll actually get even a little bit extra out of it. So you'll get a better return. It's not like a huge quantity of material that you're going to be saving, but any little bit is definitely worth it, especially because the machine is like pretty cheap and it's like a one and done deal. So can recommend that as well. I think that's everything. Where do I want to put this? That's the real question. So put it... Okay. Fucking sweet berries. I mean, I just did that to myself. I have nobody to blame but myself. This is a tough decision to make. I mean, I can always move it after. I'll put it... It shouldn't really interfere with too much. I'll just put it here. So, do this. And like this. There, 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. Alright, so what I can do is put a whole stack of wood in there, and then I can make some fire starters if I manage to get some sticks. And I'll do this. Nope. Nope. Wow. I am really beating the odds by getting completely unlucky with my fire starts. So much for 50%. There we go. And so the way GregTech machines work, you'll notice they will consume the actual materials that will be used for the result. So it's different than how vanilla does it. It's different from how almost every single mod in modded Minecraft works, where like it'll process whatever's actually in the slot, and then it'll like remove that item after it's like done with the processing. Whereas this, it will preemptively take away those materials, and then it'll give you the output afterwards. I mean, in a certain way, it's better because it allows you to like buffer a lot more, because it'll remove those things from its buffer, and then you'll just be able to put more. So technically, there is like 64 plus 16 wood in this machine currently. But in another way, it's a bad thing because most of the time you will not get those items back if you break the machine or something and they're still in it. I think there's a way to remove it. I can't remember how you do it. I think you can maybe use like I'm sure this is completely wrong. I think this is for emptying pipes. Yeah, this empties from pipes. There's probably a way to get things out, but yeah, I can't remember at all how to do it, so yeah, sorry, I'm not used there. But I guess just the lesson to be learned here is don't make a mistake, Just get good. That's really all there is to it. So yeah, this will create 16 charcoal and a shit ton of creosote, and then I will use that charcoal to make iron, and I will use that creosote to make pipes. I mean, I can make pipes even without creosote. Actually, what I'm going to do right now is make some pipes preemptively. So in the beginning, you're going to be using, let me just type, I'll just type fluid pipe. So you'll be using like wood and treated wood fluid pipes in the beginning just to move water around and stuff. These burn, keep in mind, so do not put them anywhere near like burning boxes or anything. You could put it next to the coke oven because like technically the fire is kept internal, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, don't put it around burning boxes unless you completely cover every single side. At least the sides that are exposed to air, just cover them completely with a block or put glass or something. And the only difference between the fluid pipes, the treated ones, and the regular wooden ones are the capacity. So if you treat the fluid pipe with creosote, or what is this, olive oil, I guess? I didn't know you could do it with olive oil. That's interesting. What else can you do it with? Hemp oil, huh? Lin oil? Nut oil, wow, okay. You could do it with more than I thought. But the easiest way is just to do creosote oil, because creosote is just wood in a coke oven, so probably have easier access to that than you do a massive amount of seeds, and you save yourself from having to juice them. So yeah, so what you want to do, actually, did I already make a bathing pot? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. I'll just make a bathing pot. Oh, wait. I think I might need to actually, oh no, I need glue for this. Okay, well, I'll save that for later then. But yeah, what you can do is take a bathing pot and you will just put it adjacent to a pipe that has an opening that has creosote oil in it, and the bathing pot will fill up with creosote oil, and then you could just use that to mix it. Let me see. So yeah, bath. Yeah, so that uses the bathing pot. You can even see here the recipes that this does is the bath recipe. So yeah, all you have to do is connect a pipe to the coke oven, and it can, as far as I know, it can connect to any of the bottom blocks. Then you just open it up with a wrench to whatever side you want to put the bathing pot in, and then it'll just fill it up with creosote oil. So there's a bunch there, 4,000 liters, not too shabby. And what I could do right now even is just pump this creosote oil over to a liquid burning box and just pump it directly into the thingy there. I'll hold off on it for now just because I am not prepared for it. But yeah, once I get some materials to make that, I will certainly do so. So yeah, what you can do with these charcoals, by the way, you can turn them into charcoal bricks. I think this is almost fully one-to-one with like just regular charcoal. So you can pretty much any recipe that you can use charcoal for, you can do it with those. Maybe not like open computers, I guess. It doesn't work that way, but yeah, most other things I think you can do it just fine, at least for GregTech. And the reason you might want to do this is that you can turn it into, where is it? Yeah, you can turn it into charcoal pellets. So it's just basically like dividing the charcoal into like little pieces. Definitely really nice to do it for fuel. So I will use some of this for fuel for sure. You have to do it in a crafting table. Huh? Wait, what? Am I stupid? Did I just do this? Hello? Oh, I am stupid. I have to turn it into a brick. Literally, I just said that, and I have already forgotten it, because I am a moron. Oh well. So yeah, this is the reason why I was chopping a lot of wood. It's just so I can make a massive amount of charcoal and turn it into steel and fuel. So this is a pretty tight system in my opinion. It's very nice to just be able to make iron that way. Alright, where is my magnetite? Oh no, I can keep it here, I forgot. My inventory is a complete mess. Look at that. Alright. Oh, actually, can I make an anvil out of raw iron? I might be able to make it only out of iron. No, steel, iron, wood, red granite, lead. I'm pretty sure you cannot use a vanilla Minecraft anvil, unfortunately. I may be stuck. I can make a bronze anvil, I guess, but I'd prefer steel. I guess I'll have to wait for. That's fine, I guess. It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but what can you do? That's just how life is sometimes, you know? Sometimes you gotta wait for a steel anvil. So yeah, I will probably just cut this here. I think I'll just, in the meantime, I'll get a bunch of wrought iron tools. I'll replace a lot of my tools with wrought iron just because it's just better than stone. You get a lot of durability, you get a lot of speed, and you have a decent quality. So that's what I'll do in the meantime. I will also make some pincers. It's going to be the same as making any other thing that I've made so far. The only new thing here is the curved plates. But this uses that anvil system I was talking about. So you will put the plate on the, is it big side? Let me just make sure. Yeah, anvil bending big. So I can even show it to you here. Actually, I might be able to even make, oh no, I don't have enough rods. All right, I'll have to do that later. But basically you just put like a plate here. I'll even do 2 plates just because that's what I need anyway. So you put 2 plates here. And for the big side, you put it on this side. I mean, I think this is the only side you can actually put things on unless you're doing 2. But yeah, you just put them there and then you get your hammer and you right click on the side. You don't right click on the top. It has to be on the side. And then you'll just get your 2 curved plates there. So that's how you do that. And yeah, for the screw, I already showed that. It's 2 bolts with a file. And the rods you can just cast straight out. So it's pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated there. So yeah, I'll do that in the meantime. And I will get back after I do that, probably tomorrow or something. So see you later.